Hey everybody, welcome back. This is Mike here at MH Tutorials, and today we are going to model a Gladiator Arena. Okay, here we go. So we're going to start off by creating a polycube, and we're going to drag that out in the grid, something like that. And we're going to pull that up to about so, and we're going to hit 5 for shaded mode, which will give us something like that. Okay. Maybe scale it back a little bit, something like so. All right. Next, we're going to create a polygon cylinder. I'm going to drag that out, pull that up, hit E to rotate that, and make sure that's exactly 90, or in this case, minus 90, like so. And we're going to cut that thing in half. So we're going to switch to our side view, hit F to zoom in, and let's give that a bit more subdivision to make it nice and round. Let's say 40. There we go. Okay. Right click, go to face, and we're going to drag select the bottom half, like so, and we're going to hit delete. Okay. Then we're going to go back to our perspective view. Right click object mode, just move that thing a bit to the side, hit W, okay. We're going to hit F to zoom in on that object. And what we're going to do is we're going to right click, go to edge, and we're going to select the outer edge, hit W, and pull that down until we get something like that. And we're going to use that to create a gateway, okay? So right click object mode, select that, go to your polycylinder tab, and set all the translate values to 0, like so. And we're going to do the same for our cube. So we know it's in the middle. It should be anyway, and we'll just check that. Okay, so that's that guy. Hit R, scale it out so it sticks out at both ends. How far doesn't really matter, because like I said, we're going to use that to create that opening. F to zoom in. Okay, so we got that guy selected. We're going to hit R to scale that to something like that. And we're going to hit W, and I'm going to pull that down until this line is just below our cube, okay? Now, make sure it's sticking out at both ends. 4 for wireframe mode. Hit R. Okay, cool. 5 for shaded mode. Looks about right. We're going to select that guy. Shift select that guy. And we're going to go up to mesh, boolean, and difference, which will give us this opening here. Okay. Now next, we're going to create some a kind of a gate to close that up at one end. Okay. So for that, right. So we're going to create a polygon cylinder. We're going to keep that very, very small. Okay. And we're going to switch to this view here, to our side view. And we're going to hit W, and we're going to bring that in. Okay, and bring that down. And let's hit F to zoom in so we can see what's going on. Okay, let's make this a bit thinner. So hit R, scale it down even some more, and pull that up until the bottom section is almost hitting the floor. Okay. What we're going to do is we're going to hit W. We're going to move that over just a little, maybe something like that. We're going to hit Control D to duplicate that. Move that over to about there, and hit Shift D, Shift D, Shift D, Shift D, and Shift D, like so. And then we're going to hit Control D to duplicate that guy. Hit E, rotate that until we're at exactly 90. And we're going to hit W to move that into position. something like that. Hit W to pull that down. Hit Control D to duplicate. Pull that up here. And now we're just gonna tweak the top here. Right click vertex. Actually, we're gonna select these guys first. So shift select all of them. We're gonna go to mesh and combine. And then we're gonna right click and go to vertex, which will allow us to select these and pull them up. And then drag select these, pull them up, and drag select the ones in the middle and pull that one up. Something like that. Okay. Now, so we've got this gate here, select it, and we're going to move that in. Hit F to zoom in until we are comfortable that it's sitting inside. Looks like we missed these two. Hang on. I'll just select all of it. Right click object mode. Select all of that. Mesh combine. Modify center pivot. And now we can move that in. Yeah, looks about right. Okay. We're going to go back to this view here, to our side view. And we're going to go to Edit Mesh, insert edge loop tool, and we're going to add an edge. Let's see, where are we going to add one? Let me think. That's giving me on the top. No, never mind. I just wanted to create some decorative thing here, but that looks okay. The reason why I'm not doing that is this is going to be very, very small in the end product, so it's going to be very hard to see. Okay, so we're good there. So we got that end. Now next, we're going to create another polygon cube. Pull that up to something like that, and we're going to move that on top of the section here. Let's go to our top view. And we're not going to start at the end. We're going to leave a little section open there, something like so. Hit R, scale that out until one edge lines up. And then right click edge, select the other one, hit W and make that one line up, like so. All right. Let's make sure it's sitting on top of the other one. So we need to bring that down just a little. Right click object mode, like that. All right, still not done yet. What we're going to do is we're going to add some edge loops to the top. So let's do that from our top view. And let's go to Edit Mesh, insert edge loop tool, and we'll do one there and one there. That looks about right. Okay, back to this view here. We're going to right click, go to face. Oops. Hit Q on your keyboard first, select face, edit mesh, extrude, hit W and pull it up to something like that. And then right click object mode, select the whole thing, hit R and scale it down a little. Actually, let's approach that in a different way. I'm going to right click, go to edge. I'm going to select the bottom edges, or at least I'm trying to. It's not doing what I want right now, but that's fine. I don't give up that easy. Okay, so I want this edge down here. Doesn't want to play ball for some reason, but we're getting there. Yeah. right click edge, level that out, drag select the bottom section there, and then shift drag select the middle section, which will give the same result. Yeah, okay, cool. And then we're going to pull that up, something like that. And then we're going to right click object mode, select that guy, and bring it down until it's sitting on top again, like so, okay? Then we're going to switch to this view here. So we got that one ready. We're going to hit Control D to duplicate that. We're going to pull that back, and we're going to pull that up. Hit F to zoom in. Make sure you got a clean connection, like so. And then we're going to hit Shift D to duplicate that all the way up. And that should be about there. Okay. So what do we got so far? That looks about right. Okay, cool. All right, so we got that part. Now what we're going to do is we are going to create another cube. And we're going to create that around here. Something like that. Let's switch to this view here. We're going to bring that in. Bring that down so it's level. Bring it in some more. That looks about right. And let's hit R and just scale it back a little bit, something like so. And bring it back in. Okay, right? Cool. Now we're going to check out the width here. It should be the same as our steps. So hit R. Bring that back until this side is level, and then right click edge, select that one, hit W and bring that in, like so. Height looks okay, cool. And then next what we're going to do is we're going to create another arch down here and two up there. So first I need to deal with this side here. Hit 5 for shaded mode. Edit mesh, insert edge loop tool, and we'll do 1 and 2. Let's see if that's working out the way I had intended. Yeah, it is. And we'll do 1 and 2 up here. These look about level. Cool. Hit Q on your keyboard, right click face, select that face in the middle and shift select that one. Edit mesh, extrude. We're going to hit W. We're going to pull that out just a little, just to give it some definition. And then we're going to right click, go to edge, select these two, and select these two, and go to edit mesh and bevel, just to give it a little bit more definition. Okay, cool. Now we're going to create another polygon cylinder. Let's pull that up, hit E, rotate that by, where'd it go? There, by 90 degrees. And give it some subdivision, let's say 40. Again, we're going to cut off half of that thing, so we're going to switch to our side view, hit F, right click face. Just trying to keep this reasonable as far as time is concerned. Okay, looks like that didn't go as clean as I thought. Try that again. Right click face. Okay, that's better. We're gonna zoom in on that guy. Right click edge. And then we're gonna select the outer edges like that. Hit W, pull that down like so. Now we just need to get this guy out of the way. So right click object mode, pull it over here, take this guy, pull it over here and pull that in. Let's see if we can get this nice and center. That looks about right. Maybe a bit down, like so. And as we need to make one more, or actually two more, while we got that thing selected, we're going to hit Control D and move that thing out of the way so we can use that in a second. Actually, we can do that right now. We'll move the copy up to about there. Pull that down. Hit R, scale that down quite a bit. Hit W and just have it rest on top of that ledge there. And then hit Control D once more and move that one up here, which should give us this situation here, right? Now they're all sticking all the way through, which is important. Select this guy, shift select that guy, go to Mesh Boolean Difference, shift select that guy, hit G to repeat, shift select that guy, hit G to repeat. Okay? Then we're going to move this guy back in. Just make sure it's lined up. That looks about right. Okay, so what's next? What we're going to do is we're going to create a canopy. So first let's decorate this edge a little bit. Right click edge, select these two. Actually, let's select the face, go to edit mesh, extrude, hit R and just scale it out this way. G to repeat, pull that up, G to repeat, R to scale it in, G to repeat, W to pull it up, just to give that little edge there. Okay. So now we're going to take another polygon cylinder, make that nice and thin and nice and long. Okay. Going to go to our top view. Now let's move that thing over there. Let's see if that's about right. Try to align that with this line here, something like so. And we're going to hit Control D to duplicate that. Move it over there. And do the same here. Bring that in a bit. Something like so. Now we're going to check our height and so forth. So, oops. Just select these two. Hit W and gotta be in object mode, sorry. Object mode. No, not that. I want that guy and that guy. There we go. Hit W and move that up to the top. Like so. Okay, cool. And then we're going to hit Control D. First, we're going to group these together. Or actually, not group. Mesh combine. Modify center pivot. Now we're going to hit Control D. We're going to hit E and we're going to start to rotate them. Oops. Wrong one. Oops. Sorry about that. We're going to start to move that to a bit more than 90 degrees. Let's say minus 100. We're going to switch to, get rid of that thing, switch to this view here, F to zoom in. We're going to hit W and we're going to move that out to something like so. Pull that up and right click, go to vertex, drag select these and kind of bring that out a bit and bring that down. Something like that. Okay. Then we're going to shift select these, Control D again, bring them out, E, rotate them to something like that. Let's just check that out and see what it looks like. Okay, that's cool. We're going to take the two tops here, and these are combined, so that shouldn't be a problem. Right click vertex, drag click the top there, hit W and bring that up to about there. Okay. Did I get them both? Yes. Cool. Now we want one cross section in the middle here, so the thing won't be unstable, so to speak. Object mode. I just need one actually, so mesh separate. One. Control D. E to rotate. Let's do center pivot first. Modify center pivot. Then rotate to 90. And then let's cut that to size, so to speak. I have to zoom in. Hit W, move that over. And hit R and start to scale that in until it's inside both. And now we just need to check the height there. Hit W, bring that up to there. Okay, cool. Okay, so what's next? We're going to create some flags and some canopies. Okay, take a polygon plane, drag that out to something like so, and make sure you have enough subdivisions in this direction. Let's do 5 by 4, that's fine. Okay, select that guy, bring it up, bring it in, and we're going to start to fit that between these two. So we're going to go to our top view. We need to bring that in, and bring it out like that. Right click vertex, drag select these vertices and just bring that in to about there. And then we need to check it from this angle here. So we're going to hit D, let me think. Actually, we'll just hit E, and we're going to right-click object mode first. And we're going to start to rotate that until we got the angle. And hit W and start to move that in. We don't have the exact angle yet, so tweak a bit more. Hit W and bring that in. A little bit more. That looks about right. Have to zoom in. Not bad, okay. All right, so maybe we can take a little bit off the top here. So what we'll do is we'll go to this view, right click vertex, not on that thing. There we go. Right click vertex. I don't want those, I want these. Object mode, vertex. There we go. And we're going to hit W and we're going to bring that in. Let's see what we got. Yeah, it looks okay. All right. So now that we got that, right click, object mode. Just check this from all angles to make sure it looks okay. So we got that. And then we're going to go to our, let me think, and dynamics menu, and mesh, and create end cloth. That's one. Then we're going to go to, select it, fields, and gravity. Then we're going to increase our frames to 100. We're going to select the sky again. And what we're going to do is we're going to right click, go to vertex, and we're going to select a few of these. So we're going to switch to our top view, which will give us a little bit better sight here. We're going to drag select this row and shift drag select that row. And we're going to go up to end constraint and transform. Cool. Now, what we're going to do is we are going to hit play on our animation. And we're going to hit stop. So we've got this nice curved look here. We're going to drag select the whole situation here. We're going to go to edit, delete by type and history. So now it's not going to change anymore on us, okay? And what we can do is we can create a little cloth here as well. So what we'll do is we'll create another plane. Something like that. Hit E, rotate it by 90. And switch to this view, hit W, and bring that in. F to zoom in, R to scale it down, something like that. And we'll pull that up. We'll hit Control D to duplicate that, pull that down to about there, and hit Shift D once more. Actually, I forgot something. Control Z. We need to add some subdivision. I think, otherwise it's not going to work. Let's see. Just checking here. Okay, so subdivisions we'll do. Just zoom in here. Yeah, we need to have some subdivisions at this end. Let's do 10 here and 5 there. That's fine. Okay. So we're gonna bring this guy in. That seems to be our copy. So it looks it's in between these two here. Okay. So now we're gonna hit Control D to duplicate. Pull that down to about here. And Shift D to repeat that once more. We're going to select all three. Back to our polygons menu, mesh, combine. And then we're going to go to our end dynamics, and mesh, create end cloth. Select them again, fields, gravity. Select them again, right click vertex. And we're going to drag select the outer vertices, and we'll do that from this view here. So we should be able to drag select all these and shift drag select all these like so, and go to end constraint and transform, and then we're going to hit play. And we're going to stop our animation at a point where we feel that it looks cool. And it looks pretty nice. You can clearly see that it's cloth, right? Drag select the whole deal. Edit, delete by type. History. And we'll just get this guy and hit delete. So now we're at a point that we can start to create the shape of our arena. Drag select, actually not yet. We're going to create 2 flags. So for that, we're going to take a simple polygon plane like that. Add some subdivision, let's say not too much, 4 by 4. F to zoom in. Right click vertex, drag select all these, hit R, scale that in, drag select these. Scale that in, drag select these, scale that in, and drag select these. And let's just tweak that a bit. Till it looks something more like a flag. Okay, something like that. Right click object mode. Let's hit E to rotate that by 90, like so. Let's move that towards our scene here, pull that way up, F to zoom in. Now clearly this guy is too big, so we're going to hit R, we're going to scale it in. And let's start to move that into position. So we'll check it from this view. We need to bring it in here and pull that up to about, let's see, to about there. Okay, now let's see, size-wise, it's still a bit big, so hit R, scale it down a little bit. W, pull that in. And then we're going to hit Control D. We're going to duplicate that and pull that over until the other one is in the middle as well. Cool. We're going to select both. We're going to go to our polygons menu, mesh, combine, and dynamics menu, and here, and mesh, sorry, create and cloth. Select them once again, fields, gravity, select them once again, right click vertex, go to this view here, and we're going to go way up there. And we're going to drag select these vertices and constrain and transform. And then we're going to go to our play button, hit play, and stop. Let's see what that looks like. Looks like there's no wind going on, so let's play back, hit play again, and we can actually just, let's see where we're at. I think that looks a bit better, so I'm gonna stop that here, drag select that, edit, delete by type and history, and we should be good. We're going to drag select our entire object. We're going to go to polygons menu. We're going to go to mesh and combine. And now the tricky part. First of all, we're going to take that thing, move it out, so we can get rid of this stuff. Oops. Let's just make sure I'm not deleting anything important. Edit, delete by type history, modify freeze transformations, there we go. And get rid of this here. We're not going to see that in our render, so that's fine. And these are copies. What do we got going on there? And delete. Okay. Let's see if we still got everything going on there. Yeah, we do. Cool. Select this guy, modify center pivot. And now we're going to go to this view here. We're going to hit Control D to duplicate. Move that over. Hit F to zoom in. And make sure that these two touch. Like so, right? We're going to zoom out. And we're going to hit Shift D quite a few times. Hopefully my system isn't going to crash because of the number of polygons, so drag select everything, mesh, combine, go to your animation tab, we're going to go to create deformers, we're going to go to nonlinear and bend. And our bend deformer is horizontal, so we're going to hit E. We're going to rotate that. Let's see from what angle I can do that best. So, and we're going to rotate that until we're at exactly 90. And now let's just check and see where our bend will take us. Hit the bend, Okay, so now we're going to pull that all the way out to exactly 180 degrees. Click here, select everything, edit, delete by type, history, like so. And this gives us a very good shot of our arena. Modify center pivot, cool. We're going to create a ground plane for that. Make that nice and big. And let's get this guy down onto our ground plane. Something like so. And we'll take our ground plane and we'll push that in somewhat. Okay, cool. So this is our scene. Let's make this a bit bigger. Cool. Okay, now let's check out our render settings. Okay, first of all, what we'll do is we'll take our object, right click, assign new material. I'm going to go with the Lambert, and I'm going to select something that is almost white. Let's say this option here. Okay. Now we're going to go to our render settings. I'm going to select mental ray. I'm going to go to indirect lighting, and I'm going to click on physical sun and sky. In addition, I'm going to select the global illumination. Make sure you've got final gathering selected. We don't need caustics or anything like that. In our quality tab, let's make sure we've got ray tracing selected, which is good. In this tab here, we're going to increase the image size to HD 1080. And the only thing we need to do now is to position our sun, okay? So we're going to go to Windows, Outliner. Here is our physical sun. So we're going to hit W, we're going to pull that up. And we're going to hit 7 on our keyboard to see what the light is doing right now, okay? So we can kind of change the angle. We're going to hit E, we're going to rotate. This kind of turns that away, okay? And we can also do something like that. Now, I think this is pretty cool. So we'll do something like that. I'm just going to select my resolution gate. Okay, this looks about right. Maybe one more. Okay, and let's give this a render. It's going to take a minute, so we'll just hold on for that. What I'll do is I'll just quickly pause until we're done. Okay, see you in a sec. Well, there you go, guys. This is our Gladiator Arena. Hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. If you like it, please subscribe. Thank you guys for watching. As always, a big thumbs up to my subscribers, and see you guys next time. Bye.